Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I have some sad news for you today. Hurricane Milton is heading straight for Florida, USA, and it has a record-breaking winds, and it is set to cause devastating damage, destroying Florida. Yes, my friends, Hurricane Milton will in fact destroy Florida. It's sad to say, but with this type of winds, it's record breaking up to 180 miles per hour. It's losing strength now, my friends, but even a category 3 hurricane will destroy Florida with the type of housing they have there. And this is a record breaking hurricane. Let me just show you. This is NBC News here. My friends, just listen to this.
An emotional report from the NBC Miami meteorologist and hurricane specialist, John Morales. He was being interviewed live today when the news crossed that the storm had grown explosively into a Category 5. Watch.
We want to begin with hurricane specialist John Morales. John, now this monster of a hurricane is a Category 5?
Yes, that news just came out right now, and it's certainly, it's just an incredible hurricane. It has dropped 50 millibars in 10 hours.
Sorry about that. You can hear this man is very emotional.
Miami meteorologist and hurricane specialist John Morales. He was being interviewed live today when the news crossed that the storm had grown explosively into a Category 5. Watch.
Very emotional.
We want to begin with hurricane specialist John Morales. John, now this monster of a hurricane is a Category 5?
Yes, that news just came out right now, and it's certainly, it's just an incredible hurricane. It has dropped 50 millibars in 10 hours. I apologize. This is just horrific. Maximum sustained winds are 160 miles per hour, and it is just gaining strength in the Gulf of Mexico, where you can imagine the winds. I mean, the seas are just so incredibly hot, record hot, as you might imagine. You know what's driving that. I don't need to tell you. Global warming, climate change, leading to this and becoming an increasing threat.
There you had it, my friends. That reporter was emotional because of the threat. He knows that this hurricane Milton will in fact damage Florida. Here's another report from another
Got some new information just coming in about Milton's track and the timing. So, Lonnie, what are you seeing?
I see a monster. I think this is the biggest storm that any of us have potentially ever seen. At least one of the biggest we've ever seen. And you know it's huge. When a picture behind me shows Key Largo, 600 miles from where the storm is, and it's terrible out there. If you look at the vantage point from high up above and we look down on our country, watch this. The storm, just like Helene, is filling up the entire Gulf of Mexico. This storm is bigger. All right, look at the stats right now. And this is the stuff that just came in. Not only is it a Category 5, it went from a 1 to a 5.
You see, it went from a
in a matter of hours. It just got stronger. Winds are blowing right now at
went from 1 to 5
miles
in
per
just
hour.
hours.
The strongest we've ever recorded in the Atlantic Basin. Hurricane Allen back in 1980 had 190 mile per hour winds. But I see more warm water ahead. This could actually strengthen. I think it'll weaken right before it comes onshore as either a 4, maybe a 3, and that's going to be late Wednesday, early Thursday. But take a look at how all eyes are on Tampa, Florida. When you look at the spaghetti models, I know we've got a lot to choose from here, but right now it's coming.
Yes, you can see the storm.
True, it's showing a true track. About 90% are in line with it coming right into Tampa. Zoom in tight there because you need to look at this. If it goes right where my foot is, okay, right there, it would be just north of Tampa, but that would put all the storm surge into Tampa, and Tampa Bay is directly under that number 48. It would be Nora. I used this analogy before. It's
Looking
like
good, my
the water has
friends.
nowhere to go. It's like taking a gallon of water and pouring it into a Dixie cup. You're going to fill it up, and then it's just going to bubble up and bubble up and bubble up. You betcha. For everybody in that area, if this holds true.
This man is saying, this reporter, you need to evacuate that area. Get out now because this is looking serious. And this hurricane is set to hit Florida in late tomorrow, late Wednesday evening into Thursday morning. We should see devastating winds hitting Florida. And many of these reporters are saying that is coming out from the Gulf of Mexico. Where is the Gulf of Mexico? Let me just show you. You can see the map here. Sorry. You can see the map here, the Gulf of Mexico right here. It's like a big pool right next to Mexico, and it borders the states of Houston, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia, all the way to Florida. That is how huge the Gulf of Mexico is, and this hurricane is coming from the Gulf of Mexico, my friends. And a lot of people are in a lot of panic right now. Today, the latest news is evacuation. Many people are evacuating Florida. Why? Because this is one of the most powerful hurricanes ever. Even a category 2 hurricane. This is up to category 5. It is set to lose strength. But even if a hurricane 2, category 2 hurricane hit Florida, it will cause a lot of damage because Florida is flat. The homes there are not built like in the Caribbean or Africa. It's like a lot of wooden homes, very flimsy wooden homes. So little wind and those houses will be scattered all around, my friends. I want you to listen to this news report. Again, this is what is happening today. Florida is in a panic. Right now, they're trying to clean up rubbish. They're cleaning up the areas because, once that wind hit, it's going to scatter everything all around. And those flying objects will become dangerous. That is why they're cleaning up now. And persons are evacuating because the homes that they live in cannot survive this hurricane, my friends. Listen to this.
Zeroing in on Florida as we speak. It is aiming at the Gulf Coast with life-threatening storm surge and potentially historic power. You're looking live at Wesley Chapel as folks there evacuate the Tampa Bay area, expected to take a direct hit. This would be the first major hurricane to roar ashore there in more than a century. Milton is currently a Category 4 hurricane after maxing out Monday with winds near 180 miles an hour. The storm already sending debris flying across Mexico, battering the coast.
Sorry with this phone, man. I need to fix this.
Heavy rains. Now, if the storm made landfall at this strength, it would be the third largest to ever hit the country. Earlier this morning, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis had a stern warning about the life-threatening storm surge for coastal residents. Take a listen.
That almost entire
This is
west
the governor
coast
of Florida
Peninsula has the potential to have really significant storm surge. And when you're talking about 10 to 15 feet, that's obviously major. But we saw what even 4 feet did with Hurricane Helene in some of these communities. And so this is something that's really significant.
We have live team coverage across Florida for you this morning. Let's start with News Nation's Xavier Walton, who's in Clearwater. Xavier, it's been less than 2 weeks since Hurricane Helene. How are locals even preparing for this 1-2 punch now with Milton?
Well, Marky, good morning. And this is how you prepare for a 1-2 punch. You see it here. The race to clean up debris is underway. And right behind us, minute by minute, they are clearing the streets. As you see the heavy machinery, it just rolled in to this area of Clearwater this morning once the sun came up. And I'm told they are moving pretty fast, 10 to 15 minutes per pile. You see it here. I just spoke to one of the contractors. What he told me, the biggest problem right now for them is getting these massive trucks in and out of this area. Also got to keep this in mind.
People are now evacuating. This is a mandatory evacuation zone. So people are trying to evacuate, and that's making it tougher and tougher for trucks like this demo dog demolition truck to actually get out. So this truck already came in empty. We talked to the driver before it came into this neighborhood. It's already almost full just within the last hour. And as we take a step back, because they are working here, we're in a live zone as we speak. That's really the main concern as I talk to different contractors. It's getting these trucks in and out. Keep in mind, this area was damaged by Hurricane Helene. You just mentioned it less than 2 weeks ago. As you look at this, this is all the stuff from inside of these homes out on the streets. The people still trying to recover. You see a door there being taken away by the bobcat or the excavator, putting into a pile. I mean, these people, these families are rushing to clean up the last mess. And Marky, they're getting ready to deal with another one. Here's some sound from the Clearwater mayor. You spoke to him just a little bit ago.
But you're not only putting yourself at risk, you're putting our first responders at risk, our rescuers, and they have loved ones too, and they have many people who care about them. So, yes, keep yourself and your family safe, but please don't put our first responders and rescuers at risk.
So you hear the mayor there begging people not to put the first responders at risk, get out of Dodge, leave town. And we've spoken to some residents who are choosing to do that. As you see the cleanup efforts underway right now in real time. This is the race to prepare for Hurricane Milton, as it is just now, more than 36 hours away from making landfall. Another thing, we just learned this. One of the residents that was coming by to check on his property told us they're actually paying these private contractors to have this removed, not the government. At least that's what we're hearing right now. But Marky, these are the sort of images you're going to see up and down the Florida coast.
Yeah, and the sounds of recovery still ongoing while Floridians are bracing for impact yet again. Xavier, thank you. Of course, we begin with Hurricane Milton. It's zeroing in on Florida as we speak. It is aiming at the Gulf Coast with life-threatening storms.
There you had it, my friends. This is serious. You heard that from the governor and the mayor of Florida. Get out now. Hurricane Milton will destroy Florida. And I'm guaranteeing you, if this hurricane is to hit Florida with even a category 2, 3 or 4 force winds, it will flatten Florida. With the type of homes they have there, the infrastructure there is not built for this type of storm. And that is this hurricane just formed in the Gulf of Mexico. But who knows what can happen? I have some conflicting reports. A friend of mine, Elvan Ellie, is saying that he thinks this storm will hit Cuba or Jamaica. So Cuba or Jamaica, who knows? This can happen. The storm, the tropical hurricane, not tropical, what am I saying? Hurricane Milton can change course and hit Cuba and Jamaica and the Bahamas. This is the report from a close friend of mine, Elvan Ellie.
My way, how I see it. With all this hooray and hipple and horror, hurricane coming to Florida, I'm telling you, Cuba better watch out. Because if you look at this storm, like I said earlier, it's twirling anti-clockwise. And with this movement here, this anti-clockwise movement is moving more this way instead of that way. Because earlier this thick cloud, rainy cloud was over Miami, and now it's over the Bahamas. So if you
Sorry, man, I need to get this fixed.
you look at that east to west, northwest, that's what you say? No, southwest. If you see this twirl here moving from east, southeast to southwest, you know, I get mixed up with the direction sometime, but like you say, up.
That happens to me too.
Down the south, right, east, and
But
left.
you can see.
West.
Let me just show you. I need to get, sorry, let me just show you, my friends. I'm trying to show you from this phone, but it keeps on cutting out. I need to figure out.
So, if I'm going a little wrong, you great navigators, you can correct me. But yes, this category 3-4 storm is not heading into Florida.
Hear what he
Cuba,
said?
brace yourself and watch out. Jamaica, watch out, because my humble opinion, I think it's moving more over Cuba, heading towards Cuba, and Jamaica, which is over here, not heading to Florida.
Can change directions.
Florida, unless they decide to make a about turn. But for now, this is where I'm seeing the storm headed towards Jamaica, and hopefully it fades out. I'm looking at the projection of this thick cloud that was over Miami earlier, and you look at the direction it went from Miami over the Bahamas. So this year was more over in the Gulf, outside Yucatan, Mexico. I guess this is Mexico. This was more over here, and it make the same diagonal move. So Florida, we're safe, and that's what we're seeing now. So that's why I'm telling you. This is Alvin Ellie, and I'm out.
So that's what my friend Alvan Ellie is saying. This hurricane is not gonna hit Florida. It's gonna go to Cuba and hit Jamaica and then go to the Bahamas. These islands are at risk still, but the professionals are saying it's heading straight to Florida. So if I was in Florida, I was in Cuba, I was in Jamaica, Bahamas, I would prepare for this hurricane, because anything can happen, but there's a 75% chance that it's gonna go straight up and hit Florida with devastating winds. But as my friend Alvan said, anything can happen. It can turn around. He's saying it's twisting the other way. It can go down and hit Cuba. But the professionals are saying it's heading straight to Florida. So Florida is evacuating today. And comment if you know how many Caribbean people and how many Africans live in Florida. A lot of us, there's a lot of our people, millions, live in Florida right now who are of African descent, whether African Americans, Africans from the continent, Africans from the Caribbean, Afro-Caribbean people. Many of us, many Jamaicans, many Trinis, many Bajans, people from St. Kitts Nevis, citizens from Antigua, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, the Bahamas, you name it. All of our people are in Florida. Most of our people, most Caribbean people live in either Florida or New York. Miami, you talk about Miami, is like the little Caribbean right there in Miami. So my friends, get out now. If you're in the path, if you're anywhere in Florida, I suggest if you're in the path of the hurricane, evacuate totally. Leave your homes behind. Grab your gadgets, grab the most important things that you need, and head out of that area until this devastating hurricane passes Florida, my friends. Sorry about the reporting earlier. I'm using this phone. I'm trying to show you different videos, but for some reason, this phone keeps cutting out. I need to figure out how to keep the phone on video without the screen blanking out. After a couple of seconds, now and again, the screen blanks out. I got to figure out how to keep this steady. Yeah, I got to use what I have. I need better equipment in the future. We're going to have much better equipment, but we have to start with what we have, my friends. And remember, we're bridging the gap between Africa and the Caribbean islands. So we have to start now. So even if I can only use my phone, this is what I'm going to do to bring the message to you, because This is serious business, my friends. We got to keep our people safe so that we can have strength to bridge the gap between Africa and the Caribbean. Make sure to subscribe to my channel right now. If you're watching, please subscribe. Like this video, share it with all your friends and family, and make sure to comment your thoughts. Let me know if you're in Florida. Let me know if you have evacuated already. Please do. Don't take the chance. This hurricane is coming, and it will hit Miami, Tampa, wherever in Florida will get devastating winds and rain, flooding. All of that can happen in a hurricane. Debris flying all over the place. You do not want to get caught in that, my friends. Your life is more important than property. So get out now. Get out of there. Whatever the hurricane damage after, you can start your life over again. The most important thing is that you will have life. I just saw a monkey just run through the trees right now. They live down here, right in all these trees up here, and they eat everything they can find, my friends. That's part of Caribbean living. But thank you for watching this video. Stay safe. Make sure to get out of Florida. Get out of Florida. This hurricane is coming, and it's coming with devastating winds. So get out of Florida. Subscribe to my channel. Like this video. Share it with all your friends and family. Thank you for watching, my friends, and I'll see you again in the next video. We're on the road to 13,000 subscribers. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Like the video, share it with all your friends and family. And I'll see you again in the next one, my friends, which will be coming up maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Either one. But hopefully I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Bye-bye for now. Much love.